County woman gets 20 to 40 years in death of 2-year-old girl. Charges filed against woman in 2013, death of a child. Shaken baby death suspect heading to trial. Woman sentenced to 20 to 40 years in toddler's death. Her boyfriend trusted her with his daughter. Now she's been sentenced for the child's murder. Pennsylvania babysitter shook ex's 2-year-old to death. Pennsylvania babysitter jailed in death of ex's 2-year-old. Medzie gets 20 to 40 years for murder of 2-year-old girl. Y'all, these are just some news article titles that you'll see if you do a quick Google search for Jennifer Medzie. I want you to watch and hear her story. How most of the world knows it. And then I am going to go in so much detail about what truly happened to Sophia Hoffman, this innocent baby girl. Let's watch a few news clips covering her story. This will show you just how influential and biased the media can be. Nobody, and I mean nobody, got this story right, in my opinion. Let's watch the first clip.
Good evening and thanks for being here. A babysitter charged with the death of her former boyfriend's toddler nearly 3 years ago. Jennifer Medzie was arraigned this morning on charges that include criminal homicide for the death of 2-year-old Sophia Hoffman Lauder in November of 2013. And Bridget McClure is working this story tonight. Bridget?
Marty, in 2013, Jennifer Medzie was the live-in girlfriend of Sophia's father. State police say she would watch Sophia for about 5 hours each day. And according to this criminal complaint, Medzie wrote emails saying she was so tired of watching Sophia, she wanted to hurt her or herself.
2-year-old Sophia Hoffman Lauder lost her life in November 2013. 3 years later, state police charged her father's girlfriend, 21-year-old Jennifer Medzie, with her death.
She had multiple injuries to her head, and she was bleeding in her brain cavity. She had retinal hemorrhaging. This child was pummeled. And in our view, right from the get-go, this was no accident.
Police say the abuse happened at this home on Lauder Lane in Bradford Township. Court documents say Medzie was upset with Sophia because she wouldn't stop crying, so she shook her. Police say Medzie told them she shook her on 2 separate occasions.
We have cleared the biological father of any wrongdoing, and I am confident and I support that conclusion. That the biological father had, nothing to do with this.
A statement from Sophia's step-grandmother reads in part, quote, "We are truly grateful that we are finally moving forward with this case. Our family is confident that there will be full prosecution of Miss Medzie and our sweet Sophia will finally get her justice." Shaw says the investigation took so long because of the large amount of scientific evidence to consider. Sophia's case was even reviewed by the Attorney General's Child Death Review Team.
I think baby Sophia was denied due process in Allegheny County from the medical examiner, the organ recovery folks. I don't think she got a fair shake in the courts down there.
Shaw's reference to Allegheny County there at the end is because in 2013, after Sophia died, there was controversy over her body. Shaw fought the family's decision to donate her organs, but a Pittsburgh judge ruled her organs could be harvested to help save the life of another child. Medzie is in the Clearfield County Jail without bail. Reporting live, Bridget McClure, 6 News.
And we also have CBS News, who reported this, quote, 21-year-old Jennifer Medzie was arrested Thursday on criminal homicide and other charges in the November 2013 death of Sophia Hoffman Lauder. Police say Medzie was watching the girl at a Bedford Township home on November 15, 2013, when she reportedly went limp in Medzie's arms, only to have the doctor later conclude the girl had been shaken violently. The girl died 3 days later in a Pittsburgh hospital, end quote. And then, once the trial started, we have a news clip of this.
A trial underway in Clearfield County for a woman charged with the death of her former boyfriend's toddler.
Jennifer Medzie is facing first and third degree murder for the death of 2-year-old Sophia Hoffman Lauder. Medzie was the live-in girlfriend of Sophia's father at the time. Our Bridget McClure was in the courtroom all day and joins us from Clearfield. Bridget.
Yeah, Erica, in opening statements, District Attorney Bill Shaw said those first and third degree murder charges are what this trial is all about. He told the jury that Jennifer Medzie snapped in a moment of weakness on the morning of November 15, 2013, while defense attorney Robert Donaldson asked the jury to use their common sense to determine if Medzie had a criminal mind. Testimony was heard from 8 people today, including baby Sophia's father, family, friends, an EMS worker, and state police. Sophia's father testified that Medzie moved in with him during the summer of 2013 and started watching Sophia while he went to work shortly after. He says on the morning of November 15th, Medzie told him Sophia fainted in her arms and went limp. She was taken to Clearfield Hospital and then flown to Children's in Pittsburgh, where she died from her injuries. A Facebook message from Medzie to a friend was also shown to the jury, which read she was sick and tired of watching Sophia and was going to end up hurting her or herself. Testimony was also heard from state police. The officer stated in interviews with Medzie she claimed she shook Sophia 2 times because she was crying and because she peed in her diaper in October, but told police she didn't know what happened to Sophia the morning she died in November. However, police say the day Medzie was arrested in 2016, she gave them a different story. Police say Medzie told them while she was changing her diaper, Sophia struck her head off the coffee table. Now the trial will continue tomorrow morning starting at 9. We're expected to hear from 3 different doctors and medical examiners, and then Medzie herself is expected to take the stand tomorrow afternoon. Of course, we'll be there and let you know what happens. Reporting live at the Clearfield County Courthouse, Bridget McClure, 6 News.
And then we have Fox 29 from Philadelphia reporting this. Quote, a Pennsylvania woman is on trial on charges she killed her boyfriend's 2-year-old daughter while babysitting her. 25-year-old Cody Lauder testified on Monday that he and the defendant, 22-year-old Jennifer Medzie, argued the night before his daughter Sophia was injured. Lauder says Medzie complained the girl, quote, always cried for her, end quote. And Lauder says Medzie told him he had to choose between being with the girl or with Medzie. Police and doctors say Sophia had been shaken violently when Medzie was watching her at the Bradford Township home on November 15, 2013. Medzie told the police the child fainted in her arms. End quote. And you guys, shame on this reporter for sitting in the courtroom for 3 days of the trial. And this is what she reported.
It didn't take a jury long to reach a verdict in the case of a Clearfield County woman who was charged with killing her ex-boyfriend's daughter.
Jennifer Medzie was convicted of third-degree murder after a 3-day trial. Bridget McClure has been in the courtroom all week and joins us now with the very latest. Bridget.
Erica and Marty, a jury of 8 women and 4 men deliberated for less than 2 hours before reaching that verdict. Jennifer Medzie was found guilty of the death of 2-year-old Sophia Hoffman Lauder in 2013. Testimony was heard from Medzie this morning, who stated she She never hurt Sophia and believes Sophia's dad was a bad father. She stated, quote, "If I could have taken her with me, I would have moved back home." In closing arguments, defense attorney Robert Donaldson pointed out that Sophia's death certificate has a manner of death as undetermined, while District Attorney Bill Shaw stated Medzie's story was inconsistent with the signs and medical reports. "I spoke with both attorneys after the verdict," Donaldson says. He was anticipating third-degree or involuntary manslaughter, so the verdict came as no surprise. While Shaw says although this was an unfortunate case, after 4 years of work, it's the most rewarding case he's ever been involved in.
The state police stayed after this. They were tenacious in their investigation. They had to be, because a 2-year-old died from blunt force trauma to her head. That's not natural. Somebody is accountable for it. So, we had to keep at this thing. We had to keep pursuing this thing, and we had to get to the bottom of it. And as you can see, it paid off.
So in this particular case, the fact that there was a 2-year-old as the victim was an overwhelming kind of hurdle to overcome from the defense perspective. I mean, it was a young 2-year-old child. My client was only 18 at the time, and again, she's maintained her innocence throughout.
Now, Shaw says the maximum sentence for third-degree murder is 40 days. Medzie is expected to be sentenced within 90 days. I also spoke with the family of Sophia, and although they didn't go on camera, they say although their hearts will never be satisfied, they will now have peace knowing Medzie will never have the chance to hurt another child. Reporting live at the Clearfield County Courthouse, Bridget McClure, 6 News.
Y'all, a jury found Jennifer Medzie guilty of third-degree murder, guilty of aggravated assault, guilty of simple assault, guilty of endangering the welfare of children and recklessly endangering another person. And Clearfield County President Judge Frederick Ammerman sentenced her to 20 to 40 years in state prison. Ammerman acknowledged the support of Medzie's family and said he had also received many letters that were asking for mercy for her. Quote, "Some of these people think she's innocent, but that is not what the evidence shows," end quote, Ammerman said. Quote, "It's very clear that for whatever reason, she shook and beat that 2-year-old girl to death and has not admitted it," end quote. He stated, Judge Ammerman stated that Medzie was only 18 years old when she moved in with Lauder and should have, quote, "stayed home and stayed a kid," end quote. Ammerman commented that one of the letters said that he would have to give a stern sentence based on the publicity for this case, end quote. So what happened to baby Sophia, causing her to pass away at Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh on November 17, 2013? Shaken baby syndrome, right? Well, once you guys hear the testimony from medical experts and learn more about Sophia's medical history, you'll begin to understand why I believe Judge Ammerman has no idea what he's talking about. For him to say that Jennifer Medzie, quote, "shook and beat that 2-year-old to death," end quote, is what I believe to be a negligent, careless, and reckless statement. Nothing can convince me that Jennifer Medzie shook and beat sweet Sophia to death. Not even close. And I will prove that to all of you in upcoming videos. But you know who else I think is a horrible human besides Judge Ammerman? This guy.
Today we finally got justice for baby Sophia. We've been working on this case. The state police has been working on this case for many, many years. For many reasons, we had a lot of roadblocks and obstacles put in our way. So I'm very happy that today we finally got justice for baby Sophia.
And y'all, we also have Shaw quoted in an article written by Melissa Steininger saying the following, quote, "Justice for Sophia was served in this sentencing. It's important that we take our time and investigate these things methodically, so at the end of the day, we can be assured we had a sentence like today." End quote. No, Bill Shaw Jr., whoever you are, justice has not been served, in my opinion. Not even close. Moving forward, you guys, I'm going to provide you with the true facts of this extremely sad case. The fact is, I have multiple statements alleging Sophia's father, Cody Lauder, as being very controlling and abusive, both mentally and physically, to his prior girlfriends as well as to children, including Sophia. If the media and journalists covering this case would have done their due diligence and listened to the facts, they would have learned that Sophia was taken to the hospital the night before she died due to vomiting profusely for 3 days in a row. They would have learned that Cody Lauder and his friends Ronnie Seaprish and Stephanie Schaefer were snorting pills illegally and allegedly driving under the influence the night before Sophia died. Cody was allegedly so high that when he was driving both Sophia and Jennifer home from the hospital, you guys, he was nodding off at the wheel. And according to Jen, when she pushed his shoulder to wake him up because of the rumble strips, he slugged her. Plus, y'all, according to Discovery, Cody was on probation or parole at that time. If they would have paid attention, the media would have learned that according to Discovery documents leading up to Sophia's death, Jen claims that Cody shoved a blanket in Sophia's face because she wouldn't stop crying, almost causing her to pass out. If the media would have reported correctly, they would have learned that Brandy Lauder, Cody's stepmom, told Jen just to let Sophia sleep because she was sick the morning that Jen called her concerned about Sophia fainting. They would have learned that Sophia's urine the morning and days leading up to her death was a very dark yellow and smelled really bad, according to documents, which is an indication of dehydration. The media would have learned, if they did their due diligence, that Cody was allegedly holding Jen hostage at his home. And he even made it so difficult for her, she ended up quitting school during her senior year. They too would have learned that allegedly Cody hit Sophia hard enough to leave his handprint on her leg. They would have learned that Jen's attorney, Robert Donaldson, was awful, in my opinion. And y'all, I will get into that in upcoming videos. I don't know what happened to Sophia, but I do know that so much of this case has been left out of the media. I do know that more people besides Jennifer Medzie should be held accountable in some way. I do know that many people failed this sweet and innocent 2-year-old girl. You know who you are. I do know that Sophia Hoffman deserves true justice. Coming up, I'm going to be reading directly from court transcripts of police interviews, witness statements, autopsy reports, medical reports, and so much more. I have thousands and thousands of documents. I will never, you guys, never stop stressing how important it is to use your constitutional rights and always have an attorney present when talking to law enforcement. The lies that Pennsylvania State Police and the district attorney spewed over and over again to try to make Jennifer change her story is absurd. And I will get into all of them. They go from telling Jen that Brandy Lauder, Cody's stepmom, placed nanny cams in the trailer to watch her. They told Jen this, trying to get her to change her story. They told Jen that Sophia would have a chance to live if Jen would tell them what she did to her when they knew that Sophia was already brain dead. There is so much to unfold here. Stay tuned.
And all right.